Hi everyone, today I'll be setting up a virtual machine in Azure to install osTicket, which is a free open source software that can be used to manage tickets and day-to-day tasks of IT staff. And I also have my osTicket setup guide that I could follow along to make sure that I'm doing these steps correctly. So we'll be looking at this to set up everything. So the first step, as we will be using to install and configure osTicket, we'll have to set up the virtual machine. So in Microsoft Azure, this will be the home screen. You could go to search and let's type for virtual machines. So we'll be creating it, virtual machine. And here all we'll need to do is to first create resource group. I will call it osTicket, right? And then we shall give the virtual machine a name. So osTicket virtual machine. I would choose this region. So I'll be going with Canada Central, but choose what would seem best for you. And the image we'll be using would be Windows 10. So this is the version that I'll be using today. And then the size, 2 virtual CPUs should be fine for what I'll be doing today, right? And for a username, a few I use, but I will be using abuser1, and the password would be sjp user 123. That's that. This password needs to be very long to meet the requirements. I think 1 to 12 characters. So I have it written down here. So right, this will be the password. Copy it here, paste it here. So following it, given the name, right, username and the password. So all right, everything is selected. Make sure and check this box. Next, see that everything seems fine. Next, everything is loading in properly and we would review and create. So this might take a short moment. It's confirming the course, confirming everything is validated, and then create. So as that's getting set up, we will then log into the virtual machine using remote desktop. So to do that, I will need to get the IP address. So I'll just wait for the resource group to be created. When it's created, we'll get the IP and remote login. So could start this up by the time, have remote desktop connection, open that. As you see here that the deployment has been successful, we can go to the resource and here we can find the public IP address. So I'll just copy it and go back to remote desktop, paste and connect. So more choices, we'll be using the account we just created, which would be lab user 1 and this password sjp user lab 123 exclamation mark. Needed to have a long password, so press OK, then yes, and it should be logging in now. Just make sure this is being shown. Yes, hopefully it should be shown, but I will have this on this side and I can have osTicket on this side so we can follow along. Might take some time to log in, so I might fast forward it depending on how long it takes, but it doesn't seem to be that bad. Next, we could take this off, no, and accept. So waiting just a moment. And while that's being done, what I shall do is copy this guide and place it here as we'll be doing most of the functions in the virtual machine. So I'll just press start with all my data, confirm and continue with all my data, right? And in the new tab, I shall paste the guide I'll be following. So now that we've set up the virtual machine, we will be downloading the installation files. So these are all the necessary dependencies and the installation for osTicket. Alright, so just download it, download anyway, wait for it. Should not take too long. It's a small file. Let's see, then open the file. Right, we can drag this to the desktop, right click, extract all, extract, should be a short time. Okay. And now that's completed, we can confirm that it has all the dependencies and everything needed. So what we'd be using to set up everything so it could run properly. So we could delete this file and let's continue with the steps. So we prepared the installation file, so downloaded everything that's needed through this zip, and now we'd install and configure the Internet Information Services with the required features and modules. So as we're following here, install and enable IIS Windows. So right, as we are looking at it, control panel, right, then programs, right, turn Windows features on or off, make sure that I choose the correct one, and then information services, right. And from here we'll be also in with CGI. So here, then we go to application development features and enable this, right? So okay, so wait for that to run, to finish load. From there, we would then install PHP Manager and the rewrite module. So back to this, let's see how far this is. Right, wouldn't take too long. Hopefully it's close. All right, nice. So we can close that. Here we shall install PHP Manager. All right, so just next, agree, next, and close. Then you rewrite module, accept the terms, and install. Shouldn't take too long. Finish. Nice. So moving steadily. We'll then install PHP and MySQL. Right, this is what required to set up osTicket. So first, let's create folder in the C drive called PHP. All right, PHP. Next, we will unzip this PHP folder into this PHP file, into the PHP document we just created. So let's go extract all, but we'll browse this PC to the PHP file we just created and extract all. Now that's unzipping. We shall install these dependencies from the folder. All right, so that's done. Nice. Back to the osTicket installation files. We'll install these two dependencies, the VC Redis and the MySQL. All right, agree, install, close MySQL. Since osTicket is a ticketing soft system that runs in the web browser, it'll need a web server and a database to be installed and configured to run. So you'll go to typical, right, install, right, and there, finish, next, standard is fine, MySQL, next, and here we'll keep it simple. In the real world, this might not be the best idea, but root to the password would be fine. Execute. All right, so this will be preparing the osTickets environment. So now that we have MySQL setup, we could put the information we had for the username and password, right? So I'll just create a note here to keep in mind. So that was the MySQL information. Username we have as root, and password easy to remember but still good to keep a note of. So minimize all these documents. So we have that ready.